Hey, Morgan. Blessings, love them biscuits. Mary D. That girl A. Hey, Daniel, I see you uncaught me. I ain't gonna be in here long. I just wanted to say something that God just shared with me. Many people are releasing everything in June. They're saying what's about to happen in June, but nobody's telling you what you need to do in order to see it manifest. And this is one thing that I have with prophets or pastors or whatever they want to call themselves. Because when you begin to start releasing stuff over people, you're prophesying over people. I hate when people prophesy, but they don't tell you what you need to do in order to see the prophecy come into fruition, in order to see it manifest. I know about a week ago, God was telling us, I did a live talking about stay at the well, do not leave from the well. You're in your prosperity place. You're in your Deuteronomy 28, that you're in your Psalms 23, that you're in your green pastures. And all you had to do was stay at the well. Blessings, blessings, blessings. So today God gave me 1 Kings 3:3, and he was saying that I know why everybody is prophesying, you're about to have this and God is about to blow your mind in June, but ain't nobody told you what you're going to have to do in order to do it. I was in the shower and the song came on. Jacob's well will never do, but I will draw close to you. And that's because Jacob's well, when God said stay at the well, this was the well of prosperity. This is where they threw in their coins to get back their prosperity. Many of us remember this when we go to the mall. They used to have the fountains where you could throw coins inside of the fountain. That was a representation of Jacob's well. So as I was listening to the song, God started giving me revelation about the song. Tap the screen so I can make sure you all hear me. Blessings, Shaquay. How are you? Let me go to this 1 Kings. I'm not going to stay on that long, y'all. I just wanted to share with you all because many people are trying to release you all over the month of June and what God is about to do in June, but they ain't giving you the instructions on what you need to do in order to see that manifestation. Blessings, Lady Parker. I was just telling them that God was telling us to stay at the well. I did a live a few weeks ago, God saying stay at the well. This was Jacob's well, and this was God saying it's time for you to sow your seeds. There's a time and place for everything. There's a season that you should be sowing. There's a season for you to be reaping. In order for June to be what everybody is telling you it's about to be, in order for it to be bountiful, abundantly, in order for you to see some big miracle signs and wonders, you're going to have to give God your best in this season. You're going to have to sow seeds as it hurts. And what that means is you're going to have to sow seeds that you've never sown before, or you're not consistently sowing that seed, that you're going to have to probably say, okay, I'm not going to do this in order to do that. And God talks about this in 1 Kings. And this is why God gave me 1 Kings this morning. I came on and I think I barely had about 7 people in the room, maybe 12. But I want to read 1 Kings because this is what I want you to know you're going to have to do. This is what you're going to have to do in this season in order to see a fruitful June. In order for June to be whatever everybody is prophesying in this season, you're going to have to do something. And I'm going to give you the instructions on what you're going to have to do, because many people are releasing. June is about to be pressed down, shaken together, and you're about to be abundant, and money is about to be released, and this is about to happen. So how is this going to happen? What do I need to do in order for it to happen? And God gave me 1 Kings 3:3. 1 second. Let me pull this up for you all. 1 King. I'm not going to stay on long. I was listening to, while I was in a shower, I was listening to Jacob's well will never do, when I will draw close to you. And what that means is money will never be enough. I'm still going to draw closer to you. That's what that song means. But when you don't know that Jacob's well was a fountain of wealth, that you put money in there and it produced the wealth for you. 1 second. So in 1 Kings 3:3, the passage states that Solomon loved the Lord, walking in the statutes of his father David, but he also sacrificed and burned incense at high places. So I want to stop there. Blessings, 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 Courtney. Solomon loved the Lord, walking in the statutes of his father David. So God is saying you're going to have to love him in this season enough to do what he wants you to do. And all you got to do is follow the laws, the commandments of what God expects you to do. And if you do this in this season, you're going to reap the harvest in June. So everybody is prophesying what's going to happen in June, but they have not told you what you need to do. So this is what Solomon did. This is why they named the seed after Solomon, because there was a certain seed. They call it $1,000 seed, but there was $1,000 seed that they call it the Solomon seed. And Solomon used to take his best. Why? Because he was a king. This is why it's named First Kings, because this is for the kings, the children of God, the people who are in high places, the divine ones, the chosen ones. This is not for everybody. This is for certain people that live according to the ways of God, the righteousness, the how he expects us to live, and we obey his instruction, his laws, his commandments. And what it says is, he says Solomon loved the Lord, walking in the statutes of his father David. So all he did was what his daddy did. When they said that he walked in the statutes of his father, that means he did exactly what his father did. Whatever his father exemplified, the example that David was, he became that person. He exemplified who his daddy was. But he did something else. The scripture talks about, but he also sacrificed and burned incense at high places. So God is saying you're going to have to give your best sacrificial seed in this season in order to see what you're expecting, those releases that everybody is speaking and prophesying in your life right now, talking about what June is about to be. In order for you to see that in the month of June, you're going to have to give in a deep place. You're going to have to give a sacrificial seed. That means this seed is going to hurt. It is not, you're not comfortable with this seed. You probably have never sowed this seed before. And God said, if you do what I've told you to do, if you follow my laws and commandments, do not mix anything else with it. Do not mix any incense. This is where he fumbled the ball, because it says that, but he also sacrificed and burned incense at high places. Now, it says specifically he went to Gibeon, the most important of these high places, to offer 1,000 burnt offerings. So he offered 1,000 offerings for what God was about to do in his life. And all he wanted from God was wisdom. And because he asked for wisdom was why God gave him wealth. So in this season, everybody is around here prophesying what's going to happen in June. If you're not giving sacrificial seeds, if you're not digging out of your belly, if you're not doing something you've never done before, I'm not talking about your $20, your $5, your stuff like that you used to doing, you feeding the homeless and you doing it. I'm not talking about that easy stuff that you have no problem doing. I'm talking about that stuff that it's going to have to be a sacrifice, that you're going to have to choose if you need to do this or do that, or if you want to pay that or if you want to do that. You're going to have to try God from a deep place, from a hurtful place, from a sacrificial place. You're going to have to try God by faith with this seed that God is expecting you to give him. And when you release this seed, this is how your June is going to be what they're prophesying. You're not going to see what they're prophesying if you're not giving the sacrificial seed in this season. I'm not talking about any seed. I'm talking about it's a sacrificial seed. I wanted to come and release this because literally I'm in the shower and I'm listening to the song and he's saying, Jacob's well will never do, and I will draw close to you. And what the people were saying is that the money will not do. It's not enough for me. You know that song, Silver and Gold? And yes, silver and gold. Even with that, I still want you. I want to be closer to you. Forget that. I don't want the money. So God is saying in this season, he wants your best wine. He wants your best in this season. That's the only way you're going to see manifestation in June. That's the only way you're going to see God's best. I'm talking about some big miracles, not no little bitty stuff, not no little bitty approval. I'm talking about some stuff that you know you're not supposed to get. Some supernatural stuff that you know couldn't nobody gave to you but God, that you know God couldn't open that door but God. It's going to have to be some best stuff coming out your pockets, coming out your hands. And when I say hand, you serving the homeless, you serving people that you don't know, you obeying God's instruction. Whatever it is God has you doing, you're going to have to give your best. You might have to give your best purse up out your closet and give it away to somebody. Whatever it is God is telling you to do, he wants your best in this season, and you're going to have to sacrifice it. So I just wanted to come and share that information with you, because I see a lot of pastors and prophets coming on here prophesying, but nobody's telling you what you're going to have to do in order to see that prophecy to come into fruition. So I just wanted to drop those nuggets on you, because God do things decent and in order. But when we just so used to releasing because we want likes and shares, we not really worried about if the people gonna be blessed as long as we gonna be blessed. But Dr. D ain't gonna leave you hanging. She gonna make sure she come and tell you what you need to do. Now it's up to you and God on what you do next. That's between you and God. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm blessed and I'm obedient and I'm willing to do whatever God tell me to do. So I would not come on here and tell you that Dr. D gave her best today. And I'm just one of those people. I understand the Solomon seed. I usually sow thousands of dollars daily. So I understand what the $1,000 seed does. I'm not telling you to sow $1,000 seed. You may not be there yet, but I'm coming to tell you that your seed that you're finna have to sow in the month of June, it's going to hurt. It's going to be sacrificial. It's going to be something you've never done before. You're going to be uneasy with. And I promise you, you're going to be like, oh my God, I got to pay this bill or this. I got to do this or that. What if I take this away and do that? I can do this and then I can wait for my baby. You're going to have to make some life decisions with this blessing that God about to give you. It's going to take a sacrifice. So I just wanted to share that with you all. I'm about to lay down. God is good. All is well. And I see you soon. Bye.